Mrs. Carter, will you please bring the strawberries? So the housekeeper was come up, and now she comes back. Mrs. Carter re-entered the room and went to Lady Grayson's side with the bowl of strawberries. But as she began to help herself, it was absolutely clear to everyone present that the fruit was completely frozen, like steel bullets that had just been removed from the freezer. The wretched woman dug in the spoon and put them on her plate, where they fell with a metallic noise like large ball bearings. Mrs. Carter moved to Peter, who carefully spooned out a big, rattling helping. Clatter, 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 they sounded, as he heaped them onto his plate. On went Mrs. Carter to the next guest, and the next. No one was passed by, no one dared refuse, so the hard little marbles fell noisily onto every plate in the room. Even mine, although I cannot now think why we didn't just refuse them, as one might refuse anything in the normal way of things. With a puzzled look, Mrs. Carter retired to the kitchen, and then began the business of eating these granite chips. By this time, you may be sure that there was no conversation in the room, nor anything remotely approaching. Just 10 people trying to eat small brown pieces of stone. At one stage, the general seemed to get one lodged in his windpipe and threw up his head sharp, like a tethered beast. And no sooner were we past this hazard than the landowner's wife, Mrs. Townley, bit down with a fearsome crack and reached for her mouth with a cry that she'd broken a tooth. Even this did not elicit a governor's pardon from our hosts. Still we crunched on, particularly Peter, who bit and chewed and sucked and smiled as if it were the most delicious confection imaginable. You seem to be enjoying them, said Lady Grayson, whose destiny that night was to make everything worse just when she sought to do the opposite. It's such a treat to eat something unusual, said Peter. At any rate, in this house, he spoke loudly and clearly into the silent, crunching room. Inevitably, all eyes turned to his wife. For a moment, I thought she wasn't going to respond, but she did. You fucking bastard, said he. Reverting to her standard vocabulary when enraged, although actually this time she spoke quite softly, and the words were rather effective, despite their lack of originality. Next she stood and leaning forward, picked up the bowl holding the remainder of the icy inedibles. With a gesture like throwing a bucket of water onto a fire, she flung what was left of the frozen fruit at Peter, in the process spraying the rest of us, as well as the table and the floor, with sharp, bouncing, painful little missiles. She finished by lobbing the bowl at him, which missed as he ducked, and shattered against an attractive George IV wine cooler in one corner. In the pause that followed, you could hear only breathing. Shall we get our coats, said Lady Grayson. How many cards are we taking to the dance? In a commendable effort to bring matters to a conclusion, she stood, pushed back her chair, stepped on a frozen strawberry, cracking her head on the edge of the table as she went down, and with her evening frock riding up to show a rather grubby petticoat and a napkin of white sock, although that might have been a product of the moment. She lay totally motionless, stretched out on the floor, and for a second I wondered if she were dead. I suspect the others did too, since nobody moved or spoke, and for a time we were enveloped in a positively prehistoric silence. Then a low groan ameliorated this worry at least. I don't think we all need to drive, do you, darling? Also standing